Hi! Hope everyone's okay. So, I've been asked by a few people to share some of the top tips that I've taken away from the GoPro training that happened in Vegas. Me and Bianca, I'm going to show you what we're actually. So with Sarah, with Bianca. So this is our leadership meeting. The three of us who are raring to smash life. Okay, so nobody knows I'm doing this right now, so it's fine. I'm not going to wait for anybody or anything like that because you can watch the recorded version. So, as you know, we were in Vegas for, it was like a 3-day event. So on the Thursday night, the Friday, the whole day for 10 hours, the Saturday for 10 hours, and then on the Sunday we had 2 hours. That's all the training that we had with loads of different speakers from around the world. It was a very generic training session. No one was allowed to say which company they were with. We had to make sure we weren't promoting anything because it was like a safe environment because no one could like try and basically sponsor anyone, obviously, because we're all in our companies. So on the 2 and a bit days, there's those who were able to watch like the live stream if you paid for it. So you'll be able to catch up with that if you paid to like do the live stream. On the Sunday, we had additional training with Jane Leach, Curtis Broom, and Lisa. I can't remember her surname. I have got it written down here somewhere, but yeah. So Lisa as well. Oh, there you go, Lisa Grossman, which are very, very highly successful people that have been in the industry and the business industry in general for a long, long time. Friends of Jane's. So we were really lucky that we got like a little training with those guys for a couple. It actually went just over 2 hours. Loads of questions and answers. There was literally only about 200 people from the whole of Forever Living there that were in that room in Jane Leach's team out of 500,000 people, which was really, really cool. So I'm just going to start. Oh gosh, there's so much. So I've literally whittled it down. I spent a few hours on the plane just like writing down the main golden kind of ticket ideas that I got from it. It's not a golden ticket, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to start off. First of all, you're going to need like pens and paper for it because I'm going to start with some stats that Eric Worre, you would have heard of Eric Worre. He wrote the book GoPro. If you haven't read it yet, get it. It's amazing. So MLM stats then, are you ready? We've got Sarah's taking notes down here. And Bianca was obviously there with me. So anything that I've missed, Bianca's going to come in with, which is great. So in 2011, like network marketing in general, worldwide, had like a turnover of $142 billion. Now in 2015, just to give you the idea of how like we've grown, from 2011 to 2015, we went up to $183 billion, okay? Now, just to give you an idea, to put it into concept, like the likes of, we said it was Walmart they were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Walmart, which is an American company. Walmart alone does more than $183 billion a year. So, and this was like every single multi-level marketing company in the world. We are doing less than just Walmart. Which that says to me that we like literally haven't even scratched the surface in general in the whole market. So that was really, really exciting. Now, in general, the amount of people that are actually in multi-level marketing, there's actually 103.3 million people worldwide in multi-level marketing. 75% of them are women and 25% obviously are men. So the women are like predominantly in the business. Obviously we want to like increase it and get it to like 50-50, I would say, isn't it? But women at the minute are predominantly in multi-level marketing. And in America, because remember it was an American event, 40% of all millionaires are women, which they were really proud of because I don't think it's actual like properly equal rights over there yet, is that?
No. That
was the idea. Like we are pretty much here in the UK, but over in America they're not. So that was quite an impressive figure. Oh, I can see people have logged in. Hi! What I took from like Eric Worre, he was talking about like the 3 components for success. So the 3 main components for success was number 1, to have $1 million mindset. Number 2 is to have the skills, so the confidence, and that's something that you have to develop on as time goes along. And then number 3 was strategy. Now, was there anything like you could like add to that with the strategy side of it?
He was saying be flexible. What was it? Skills, strategy, and
Just be flexible. Skills, $1 million mindset. So obviously mindset is absolutely key. And if there's one main thing that everyone consistently kept talking about, the main thing that people were talking about is mindset, wasn't it? It was like from the inside out, which I will go on to. But, you know, we already know it's 80% mindset in this business. So, so the strategy as well, being flexible and that. Brilliant. So we're used to being, they were just saying how we are used to being told what to do. So we go to school, we're literally told what to do. We're told what class we're going to do, how long our break is, when we finish school. And then when you finish school, you get told when to brush your teeth, go to bed, that kind of thing. So we're constantly told what to do. Even in a work environment, it's a case of you come to work at 9, if you're 2 minutes late, then you get told off. And we're like grown adults being told off. Well, I was anyway. And then again, your dinner break, how many holidays you take in that year. So we're used to being told what to do. So I always say that, and I'm sure you probably read it elsewhere as well, that growing up, we are like literally, no problem. we are taught how to be good employees, which made so much sense. So it's a little bit daunting for people to come into a network marketing business and have to be answerable to themselves, right? So that's what they kind of touched upon that a little bit, that people do find it really, really like obviously difficult at first to be self-motivated, etc. And like we like to be told what we're going to do. So that's why a lot of people get involved in the business and then just don't really do much, because they need somebody to be there giving them orders, and we're not here to like give orders. You've got to want to work your business. So interestingly enough, when asked how much people invest like on average into a business, a traditional kind of business, $65,000, right? And now when people start a traditional business, after a couple of weeks, if they don't make any money, they don't say, right, that's it, I walk away, I'm done. It doesn't work, do they? They're not going to see a return for at least 1-2 years. Isn't it funny how we only pay £200 to start this business, which I know some people spend more than that on hair extensions, yeah? I know people spend like £35 to get their nails done every 2 weeks. We know that, don't we? But interestingly, if people don't make money in 2 weeks, some people in this business are literally like, it doesn't work, I'm going. Insane. Even after 6 months, I've tried it, it doesn't work, it just didn't work for me. And they walk away, okay? So I thought that was really, really interesting. So it takes a long time to get a return in a traditional business where you've invested so many thousands, so we should be putting the time in as well, really required in this business as we would do in a traditional. So I always act as if I had invested thousands upon thousands of pounds and not just £200, because it is a business that will change your life. Okay, so when we first start, we have, these are just some of the points that Eric Worre was going over. We have a lot of like skepticism in general, don't we? I mean, who's had skepticism when they've like started their business? You know, there's not one of you right now that have been like, oh yeah, everyone was like, woo, rock on. Like there would have been every single one of you that had somebody being a little bit skeptical, like, oh, I know my friend's brother's goldfish's dad's brother did that and it didn't work. So therefore, you might want to stay clear of it. You know, it's, yeah, exactly, Laura, you've had it, right? Every single one of us have. And sometimes it's the people that are close to you. It's like your family or it's your friends. The people that you would think would support you are the most skeptical people, right? So to overcome that, Eric says to overcome that, the skepticism, we have to be stronger in our belief than they are. So we need to fully believe it. And I remember feeling like that when I was told by my fella's parents, it'll never work. Oh, maybe when you make over £1,000, I'll take it seriously. So I had absolute belief in myself that I was going to make this work. And actually it was based on the back of obviously seeing all the successful people in the business. Now, if Juliana's doing it, if Jane Leach is doing it, that is enough proof for me that this business works. I don't know about anybody else, but that should like give you that absolute belief there, which is absolutely fantastic. So, strongly believe, and become skilled in having a conversation. So, do some people freak out a little bit when you're new in the business and somebody says, so what is it that you do? I remember when I first started and someone said, what do you do? I'd look in my steps to manager book and be like, oh my God, I don't even know. What do I do? And you all look in your steps to manager book to figure out a really good answer to come back with, because the last thing you want to do is like, oh, I just started a business and I sell a little bit of aloe vera, so you don't want to do that. So the way you're going to overcome that and become the best conversationist is by reading books. So get yourself books today. If you've never picked up a book in your life, I urge you to pick up a book. A good one to start with is GoPro. Eric Worre. That's the first book that I read after actually I read The Secret as well. I read The Secret as I was about to get involved. But there are plenty of books. Successful people have literally eaten books for breakfast. That was in their words, actually, wasn't it? And Tony Robbins, Eric Worre, they literally just inhale books. Right? And you'll notice how like in a rich household, they have a big walk-off library, and in a poor household, they'll have a big walk-off telly. That says a lot just there, doesn't it, already? So not just that, trainings as well. Get yourself to trainings. Obviously, we know that, again, all the successful people are at trainings. They're at the masterclass, they're at success days. You will never find somebody who isn't successful not at them. They are at the trainings. So again, this is coming from the horse's mouth to go to the trainings. So there we go, masterclass is coming up on Success Day. Team Sizzle next Wednesday. These things we need to be attending and practice. So you need to practice over and over and over again, like your story, like why did you join this business? What is it that you do? You need to practice. You practice it so much that you can literally do it in your sleep. So as well as that, obviously we are all going to experience, we're all going to have obstacles. Every single one of us in this business are going to have obstacles. That's life. Life happens, and so many people put their business on hold for obstacles, yeah? But you're never going to be free of an obstacle in the whole entire life, because that's just not life, is it? So the way they see it, the way Oric sees... Oric? Who's he? Oric! The way Eric kind of puts it is that obstacles are actually opportunities. Okay, so great leaders are improved by crisis, because you become a stronger person. If you can get through an obstacle and obviously benefit from the opportunity, you are becoming a stronger person. You're stepping up, and you've literally stepped up your game, and you are one step closer to success. And that is what a great leader does. They literally overcome it and become stronger. So it makes you a stronger leader. So don't, when you're sat there and you're like, that you feel like you're at the bottom, you feel like you're in a black hole, work at it. Never, ever, ever quit. Keep going, keep touching your business every day, and I guarantee you will come out the other end as a stronger leader. Okay? Bad leaders are destroyed through obstacles, absolutely annihilated. An obstacle comes, that's it. They walk away from the business, they walk away from their goals and their dreams and everything they promised their family. Sad times, right? But that's what happens. So there was a guy, do you remember the guy he cried? Yeah. There was a guy who cried. So he's like this big 6 foot tall guy, and basically Eric was going around to some of the audience and asking them what are their obstacles in life. So this one guy, he was saying how he was struggling to speak to people, wasn't he? Speak to people about the opportunity. And as he was talking, he's like, I really, really, really struggle to speak to people about the opportunity. And Eric was like, wow, what just happened there? Your energy just went, you were up here and then you just ended up down here, and no one would have been interested in that, And he said, okay, so what is the bullshit story, basically, excuse me for my language, but what is the story? What is that bullshit story that is keeping you from moving on to the next level? So he's like, tell me what's happened in your life. Because it's always something personal, right? So he was saying how he's been through a divorce, and it's been really, really hard, and he's been in a bit of he's been in a really bad place with it, which has affected him personally. It's affected his mindset, and from that, he was like, 3 years, from 2011 to 2014, he really struggled, and that's why obviously that is coming across to other people. And Eric was basically like, in hindsight, do you think that this is the best thing that's happened? And he was like, well, yeah, no, it is the best thing for us. So he's like, why are you still hanging on to that? Why are you still hanging on, beating yourself up? Because you all do it, everyone does it, anyone who's been through a divorce. He would say, it is tough, it is difficult, and you beat yourself up, you think you're a bad person, but you need to let go. You've got to let go of it. The past is in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. It's been and gone, and you've got to let go. And he literally just like, he had like a moment, didn't he, where he just literally like, he just cried in front of 16,000 people, and we all just went absolutely nuts because this guy, you could see like a weight was just lifted off his shoulders and he stood tall. So whatever your obstacle is, you need to address it, own it, be responsible for it, but then walk away and let it go. You've got to let it go, because that'll be the one thing that's holding you back from taking your business to the next level. So I thought that was like, oh, so strong that was. So we do control our emotions, basically. That's where that's coming from there. So we choose to see the good and we just let it go, because out of that, something beautiful will happen. And although you won't see it then, you can't connect the dots looking forward, but you can always connect them looking back. But there is always good out of a bad situation. So, it's just amazing, guys. You need to get on to GoPro. Like, shit, I tell you. Obviously, like I say, this is nothing in comparison to what you would have seen there. This is simply just my notes. Is there anything you want to add there that I've missed? From Eric Worre. That was his main points. Now, the next guy that we had was a guy called John Addison. If you want to find out more about these people, you could probably, can you see my dog? You could probably like have a Google and find out. They're all very highly successful, respected people in the business. But he was just simply saying, the little bits that I took away from him is, how is no good. So how to do this business, and we all know this, it is no good without a why too. So if you haven't got a why, or you just don't, I mean, a why doesn't have to make you cry, but you just need to know why you're doing this business. That's going to play a big difference in your business, because you know why you're doing it. You can control your activity, he said, and your attitude, and that will play a big part in your business. And what I thought was really, really good, he said, if your thinking is stinking, your business is shrinking. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. So if you're like thinking negatively, your business is going to drop, right? Because you, like everything that you do, your team is a reflection of you as their leader, believe it or not. Whether you think they can see it or not, it literally is like, it will go through the whole of your team. So you've got to be careful as a leader what you're thinking. And I would start like right now. As soon as you start this business, in my eyes, you're a leader. You start to go into that role immediately. So build energy and enthusiasm. Right now, if you're not where you need to be, you need to build your energy and your enthusiasm. That is what's going to create you momentum. And when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, when I think about any promotion I've ever gone for, I literally created a massive excitement, a big ball of energy. Everyone like got sucked into the energy. And that's when then this big snowball effect happened. And you'll see that with everyone who's gone to any promotion, it is this energy and excitement. So if you haven't got it right now, it's your job to create it. And I on Breakfast Club this morning, we did a couple of tactics on how to get the energy back flowing. Eric Worre says, you can change your emotions through motions. Don't think about it, do it through motions. So somebody who's going to come up, so if I went up to you and I was like, do you want to join my business? So my body's like, like when I speak to you like that, when I speak to you like I'm not bothered, my body is not bothered, is it? It's like, But if I'm like, oh my God, like, you want to like come and have a look at this business opportunity, it's absolutely crazy. Like, I can help you achieve your goals. You can see my body's getting all excited here rather than just like, So if anyone's like, just if you're sat there and you're like, life, whatever, have a little dance. Find your favourite song, have a dance, and freaking go crazy. Oh my God, I felt so energised after doing that. But that is Tony Robbins, which we'll get onto after. So that's what I took away from John Addison. Anything John Addison that extra? There was the main bits there. Okay, the next one was Mel Robbins. She's actually done a TED Talk. So if anyone wants to check out a TED Talk, I need to check it out actually. She was talking about the 5-second rule. Don't think for 5 seconds. So whenever you're going to do anything, if you're going to present or anything like that, after like 5 seconds, you count down from 5, and then it's like, just do it. Just do it. Too many people procrastinate by thinking. So if you say to yourself, like, give yourself 5 seconds, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it. If you need to make that phone call, just do it. If you need to prospect, you're out contact marketing, 5 seconds, do it. Think about it, because you'll like end up like walking away, and that 5 seconds, that's 10. But that 5 seconds could ultimately be like a life-changing 5 seconds. I mean, like literally, but somebody deciding to join the gym, somebody like, that takes 5 seconds to be like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it, ring, book me in to the gym. Yeah, so it is like, just don't, like, that's why I go away, just don't think about it. And so her TEDx talk is called How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over, because we screw ourselves over by overthinking, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, feeling nervous, give yourself 5 seconds, think about empowering thoughts and just do it. At the end of the day, no one's going to get out alive, are they? So let's just do it. So that's all I really, was there anything, I'm like, no. Just like jump in if there is anything, isn't it? The next guy was Richard Branson, right? Oh my God, absolutely amazing guy. Now, we all know he's not in multi-level marketing. He is an extremely successful entrepreneur. He's very, very creative, has been since the age of 15, very business-minded. So it was really interesting to have him there, actually. He was talking about little things like, obviously, he fully endorses multi-level marketing in general anyway. But he says a good leader is someone who listens and writes things down. Okay, so, hi Tasneem. Yeah, so, you see like, yeah, more people, hi Lisa. Yeah, so they write things down. So he literally goes around all of his like staff. Obviously, remember, he's in a working environment as such. Like he comes up with an idea, he finds someone that will implement that idea. And that's what, he's an ideas kind of guy. So he's always like, you know, listening to people, seeing where he can develop, improve. And this is after so many years of being in business. As well, entrepreneurs, they take risks. So he talks about taking risks. I mean, we're lucky because this isn't risky at all, is it? You pay £200, you get £280 worth of products for £200. We've got no overheads or anything like that. There is no risk involved in this whatsoever. I mean, the company even offer 14-day money back on your business, for God's sake. So we're really lucky in that sense. But if you are doing this business and you're wanting to then make money to then invest into your own traditional business or what have you, then he's saying get out there and take risks. Screw it, just do it. With his words, screw it, just do it. So I'm gonna like live by that motto. He said you are not an entrepreneur unless you fall flat on your face. So we have to fail in order to succeed. You're not, the only way you truly fail is if you quit. It's the only way you're gonna fail. But if you get back up and you just keep plodding along little bit by bit, building yourself back up, then you will succeed eventually. But you've got to be prepared to fail. And like I say, the hard times make you a stronger person. They make you a stronger leader. So, and like I said, yeah, screw it, just do it. Love it. So, Tony Robbins is next. Oh my God. So we had Tony Robbins for 4 hours. We had Richard Branson for half an hour, literally, not even that, did we? It was like 30-minute slot, questions and answers. And just to let you know, Richard Branson is nervous of speaking in public. So it doesn't matter how successful you are in this business, it's perfectly normal to feel a little bit of nerves, but you've just got to do it. You've just got to absolutely do it. Like he had a little bit of shakes and that while he was talking, honest to God. But he said, to overcome it, one of his coaches said, pretend that you're in a lounge, living room kind of environment, because he does a questions and answer with one other person. So him and Eric did a questions and answer. Pretend you're in a lounge, really casual. He doesn't even dress up, like, it's not suited and booted. He cut Eric Worre's tie off because he was like, what are you dressed in? And just forget about the rest of the audience there. And that's how you can really calm and like, just breathe. 5-second rule, just do it. So yeah, it's really good. Tony Robbins then, like I say, he came on for 4 hours. Oh. Bianca, Tony Robbins.
There are no words.
There are literally no goddamn words. Like I've literally been to so many people talk since I've been in this business, because obviously as a leader you attend trainings, but I just need him in my life every day, and I feel like I've got a little bit of him bottled up right now, so I'm going to share that with you. So Tony Robbins is all about motive matters. Be more selective when it comes to recruiting, is what he talked about. And focus on others. It's not about you. You've got to focus on others. I can feel it. You guys must be buzzing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, so I'm going to take you to, I took quite a few notes for him. Okay. So he said it is hard to connect when you focus on you. Really hard to connect. And also, when you're like not focused on what's going on around you, what are you actually missing? What are you not seeing? So it was quite interesting because he was like, look around the room, and he said, notice 5 things that you didn't notice in this room that you're going to notice right now, because we were being more like, you know, like observant of what was around us. So we did that, and then he's like, now look at your finger, and tell me 5 things that you see on your finger that you didn't see before. We were like, okay. I think I just went cross-eyed. And it'd be like whether there's like a certain line in a weird place. Like, it was really funny, yeah? But people basically there was things going on in the room that they'd never seen before. Like, I noticed that there were so many screens that weren't there before. I noticed that there was a few back rows maybe that there was nobody sat in or whatever. So he said, you need to be more aware of that moment in time. So many of us pass things all the time. Like, how many of us really went years without hearing or seeing about forever living, but actually it's probably right there under our nose. We just didn't see it. It's the same with a car, isn't it? You know, when you've got a car that you really love and you're like, yeah, that's the car I want. You put it on your goal board and then you see it everywhere and you're like, I thought I was really unique wanting that car. Now everybody's driving it. So you start to see what you're more conscious about, if that makes sense. So there's so much that we are missing right now. So just make sure you are living in the moment, guys. I took that away from him. The state that you say it in is more important than the state. Is that right? The state that you say it in is more important. I don't know why I haven't finished this out.
You can say whatever you want in your elevator pitch.
Yes.
So he says you can say whatever you want in your elevator pitch, but if you do it with like authenticity, if you do it with like emotion, people are more likely to connect to it. You could like literally like really mess it up, but as long as you say it like with passion, nobody cares.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. So it's how you say it, because I could be like, oh yeah, I've got forever living business. We've been in the business for like 158. There's a really good marketing plan. You know, you could be a retailer or a team leader. Are you gonna join me? Oh my gosh, you probably we're gonna turn me off right now. But if you're sat there and you 100% believe in your business and you're passionate about it, like B said, it doesn't matter what you say. You could be like, yeah, I've got a pyramid scheme. Everybody come and join it. Like, obviously it's not a pyramid scheme, but I know that's what Claire Spencer did when she first started, yeah? She's what, soaring manager, really successful lady. And she went around saying, didn't know what this business was, but she was like, I've got a pyramid scheme. Who wants to join it? And people are like, oh my God, what is it? What is it? You know, people want to be they want to be part of the energy. No one wants to be part of negativity. So it is all about how you've got to feel it in here. And oh, it's so true. I know, like, when I've done like a load of one-to-ones in a week, I always tell everyone this, but I did like 6 one-to-ones in a week and I was buzzing, I was on a mission, and 4 of them joined, and I reckon it's purely from my energy. Amy Jones, Sarah's sponsor, Sarah here, who's here right now, she said the reason she joined was on the back of me, my energy. So you've got to like have a little think about that. Obviously don't be over the top with it, just be you, be natural, be energy rich. So like we're talking about, like just talking about it, it's like, oh, you know, now if you're leaders in the business and you're away, like he said, you know, you go away on holiday and you're worried about what your business is doing, you're not actually a business developer, you're a business operator. So you need to be creating a business where you can literally go away on holiday and your business is still booming because you have created duplication and leaders in your business. So guys, let's walk away from being a business operator and let's help people become independent leaders in their own right, because that is what this business is about. It's a legacy business. It's a royalty income where you can go and have a cocktail on a beach for a day and not have to worry about what your business is doing. So I thought that was really, really important. So change is automatic. That's one thing in life. So many people fear change, but change happens regardless of whether you like it or not. The weather's changing constantly and we're like, you know, so in general, change it's inevitable. It's always going to happen. We're getting older, that's change, you know, our hair's getting longer, that's change. So all the time, who's laughing? No. But progress is not automatic, and there's so many people that are literally happy to just sit and be and not progress. And you've probably heard it before, if you're not progressing, you are dying. Right, so we need to progress. Okay, so progression is key, and I think all people need to progress. So then he was talking about a breakthrough moment. So in a moment in time when everything changes, basically a breakthrough moment that people have. So the 3 keys to a breakthrough. So first of all, he was talking about strategy. Oh yeah, so strategy, story, state. So the first one was strategy, and he was talking about a guy called Jay Abrahams, and he had 3 ways to grow business, because you've got to have a strategy in place of how you're going to grow your business, okay? So number 1 was to get more customers. It's really simple. So get more customers. Number 2 is increase the average transaction value, so increase the spend. And increase, number 3, the frequency of repurchase to get people to become a regular customer. So that is your strategy in place, right? So we all need a strategy that we work from. Jamie just confirmed what we do works to a T. We do not need to change anything. She's put the Steps to Manager book together for us 22 years ago when she started this business. We have got it to a T. We are so lucky. We just need to follow the Steps to Manager booklet. Absolutely unreal. And the fact that, you know, we've got this incredible team page now, and we've got Jules leading from the front. We've just got we've hit the nail on the head. This company is a legacy company, and you should be freaking proud to be part of it, because it is the best company in the world. Fact. Okay? Do you like that belief there? That is belief. So, he's just talking about we're influenced by identity. So he's talking like, what is the first? I want you to just have a think now, and maybe put it in the comments. The first, web, if I was to go and say, to go onto the web to search for something, what's the first thing that you'd go to? What's the search engine? Put it in the comments. What's the first search engine that you'd go into? What would you go to? Google. Where would everyone else go to? I know there's like six people logged in. Where would you guys go to? It's a bit slow in here anyway, isn't it? It's like takes a few minutes to go. So we'll see that. So Google, right? So Sarah said Google. I said Google. B, what did you say?
Google.
Google. So we all said Google, right? So they have created an identity. There we go, Razia. Google. Absolutely, Joanne. Yeah. So straight away, Tasneem, everyone's saying Google. It's all coming through now. Garad, yeah. Fabulous. Okay. So what do you say about the next one? About the computers. The first computer that would come to mind. If you'd even call that.
Oh yeah.
Is it? Yeah, the first computer that would come to mind.
Operating system.
Is it operating system? Yeah.
Yeah.
What would come to mind? First one.
Me, Windows.
Oh really?
Because I use Windows.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like a kind of new generation thing, isn't it?
It's either generally. I don't know if it's going to come up on that. It's either Windows.
Apple.
Or Apple.
Everyone said
Apple.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Everyone said
Razia.
Apple.
Yeah. Apple is like the first, straight away I wrote down Apple. So they again have created, we've got Dell here, Microsoft. A lot of people say Microsoft. I suppose
Yeah,
Apple's
Windows,
very...
Microsoft. That's what it is. It's either Microsoft Office, Windows, that kind of...
The first thing
Microsoft Or
yeah.
Apple. Depends on which you use.
Yeah. And the first kind of drink, so like a Coke. Who do you think of automatically? You're going to have like Pepsi, Virgin, Coca-Cola. Who do you think of straight away? Like of the Coke.
Somebody says cola.
Cola, yeah. If someone says cola, which is the first one that you're going to pick up?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Oh, well, I put like, yeah, Coca-Cola.
And you said like, even though Pepsi, if they do like a taste test, and he basically said if they do a taste test, Pepsi wins every single time. But every time you go to a bar and someone says, what do you want? You always say Coke, even though sometimes everyone thinks Pepsi tastes nicer. Just because of the brand, they'll say Coke.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, you're right as well there, Razia. Yeah, so, an operating system is Microsoft. Apple is a brand. So it is just talk. He was just getting across the brand. Like, once you've got the brand, like when you think of like delivering something, you straight away say, I'm going to FedEx it. What about Royal Mail? Like all these other companies out there in America, they say, I'm going to FedEx it. So,
well, it's like when I said to you, Hoover.
Yeah.
Is actually a vacuum cleaner, but it's...
Hoover, yeah. Everyone says Hoover, then that's again another brand, isn't it? Hoover, isn't it? Yeah. So that's so interesting, isn't it? So that's why like people in general are influenced by an identity. So the question is like, why should I buy from you? Oh, I'm going to Hoover. Yeah, I'm going to Hoover. I'm going to vacuum clean. I'm going to Hoover, or I'm going to FedEx it, or I'm going to get a drink of Coca-Cola. When it's Coke. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's, it's funny, isn't it? So yeah, why should I buy from you versus anyone else? And why should I do business with you? It's like about creating your whole identity in that. So number one, describe who you are. And number two, practice, practice, practice. So why people should join you is nothing to do with you. It's to do with them. What can you do for them? So we touched a little bit on the whole, like you say, the identity. I just found it really interesting that the majority of the room went for the same thing. We were so influenced by a particular identity and a particular brand, basically. So he talked then about 6 human being needs in general. Oh, what's that? Flip-flop. Flip-flop? Oh, my dog's dreaming. Yeah, so 6 human being needs then. So number 1 is certainty. People like certainty in life, don't they? They don't like change. They like to just, you know, this is what's happening and I'm happy with that. Number 2 is variety. So there's people like, you know, they get a bit bored of the whole certainty. They like to spice it up a little bit. Number 3 is significance, like feeling of importance, that kind of thing. Number 4 is love and connection. So all of us will have all elements of that, but you'll have one more predominantly than the other, and you've got to like obviously work out what people, it's like who you're dealing with and who you're speaking to, that kind of thing, so you can work it out. Number 5 is growth. People who want to grow, and everyone in this business wants to grow. Razia, I love variety. It's a spice of life. Love it. And number 6 is contribution, so what you can give back. Now 5 and 6 is it's not as, that's more of like the next level, if you like, after you've established where you are and your 4 things. There's not everyone wants to grow and not everyone wants to contribute. So people in general buy identity is the main thing of that. And progress equals happiness. Like I said, if we're not growing, if we're not progressing, we are in a bit of a sad place, and we're basically dying, aren't we? So we've got to progress and become a better person, because no one's a finished article. No one. I mean, Jane was sat at the front, wasn't she? And she was literally, her hand was on fire, taking notes. She was like steaming away. And I mean, you think like the kind of money that Jane is on, you would think she's a finished article, but she isn't, you know? She's always got room to develop herself, and we all need to progress. So number 2 then, for the 3 keys to a breakthrough is story. What's your story? Yeah, so like he would say, in the words of Tony like Robbins, what's your BS, your bullshit story that's holding you back from the next level? You need to divorce your story and marry the truth. So you need to own it. Whatever's going on in your life right now, you need to own it, like we were talking about before, and let it go so you can move on. I'm like, yeah, marry the birth. Oh, the truth, not the birth. Oh my God. Woo! Okay, number 3 is your state, your emotional state, which is the most important thing that we all need to do today, immediately. So you need to live in a beautiful state of mind regardless of each day, is what he said. Live life on your terms. So you get to choose whether you have a good day or a bad day. If bad things happen to you, you get to choose to change your attitude immediately, to change your emotions by emotions, having a dance. And 2 master skills of life. Now this was quite sad actually. The 2 master skills of life is number 1, science of achievement, and number 2, art of fulfillment. Now he was talking about Robin Williams. We've all heard of Robin Williams, yeah? Fantastic guy. And how Robin basically achieved everything that he wanted to in his life. He wanted, you know, he'd like written his films, he was in his films, he had a wonderful wife, he had, you know, beautiful children. On the outside, you'd think that he had the perfect life because he smashed and accomplished everything that he wanted to. So he had the science of achievement. He'd achieved everything that he wanted to and more. Now, the only thing like that went wrong for Robin Williams is obviously he hung himself, he took his own life, and we'd be sat here thinking right now like, this guy had everything, why would he do that? And the reason being is he didn't have the art of fulfillment. So he made everyone happy but himself. And I think that is so, so sad, because Tony was saying how it was his birthday just a few years back, and Robin Williams was there and he was dancing on the table, singing happy birthday. Like, you know, just he's a comical guy, isn't he, you know? And he said if only he had known that he was struggling with depression, he knows he could have helped him. Because we all can, we've just got to learn how to control our emotions. And he knows that he could have helped him with that. And I just think it's so, so sad. You could have all the money in the world, but unless you're happy on the inside and you're fulfilled with what you have today, Don't be like, oh, I'll be happy when I'm earning 20 grand a month. Because that's not going to work for you. You need to be happy today and be grateful for what you've got today, which is the whole idea of doing Breakfast Club every morning, which Jules is like thankfully set up for us since July. And the numbers have gone down on there, which is surprising. In a way, not surprising because only 3% succeed in this business. But the ones that are showing up every day, I mean, obviously, unless you're going to work or what have you, but are the ones that are truly going to make a difference, like long term, because you're working on your inside. And that is so, so important because the activity is easy, the hours are easy, but you need to know why you're doing it and you need to work on your inside. So, I just thought, absolutely out of this world. I mean, it was 4 hours, that's condensed from 4 hours. If you can ever get the chance to go and see Tony Robbins live, absolutely do it. Just do it. Screw it, just do it. Okay, anything else from Tony Robbins that I didn't, I mean, he said loads, but...
I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to ramble on for like years.
Like me. Am I rambling on?
No, you're not.
Oh, God.
You're keeping it brief, which is good.
Okay, yeah. Woo! Okay, so I did on Breakfast Club this morning as well. Yeah, I'm the same Tasneem, yeah? I need Breakfast Club in my life. So this morning, again, like I was saying, whenever you're feeling a little bit low or you're feeling like you're having a bad day or whatever, let's just change it. 5 seconds, turn your motivational song on and have a freaking dance. What's this, Howard? I've always said that to my partner. If you're not happy now, what makes you think you'll be happy when you have money? Absolutely. Absolutely. People think it will, won't they? Oh, I'll be happy when I'm in my dream home. Be happy now. You know, there's so many things we can be grateful for right now. So that was really, really, really important. Right, let's go back to this. Okay. Then we had a guy called Dr. Gary Campbell. And he was going on about saying how it's good to have a bit of fear that you're missing out. In the sense that it's good to be like, I need to do this, yeah? I need to do this business, not just to sit back and like, yeah, I'll crack on when I feel like cracking on. But it's good to have a bit of fear that you're missing out, to get out there and do it. Because like, if Bob, Bill and Ben are doing it, you can do it. What's holding you back? Yeah, so you can absolutely do it. Contact marketing is definitely because he was saying how, he was saying he was seeing dead people, yeah? And I was like, oh gosh, we're going on to talk about like spirits and stuff now. He was like, guys, I see dead people. And he put it at Sixth Sense. He's like, anyone recognise this film, Sixth Sense? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I see dead people. I was like, okay, where's he go with this? Every day I see driving to work in their car, dead people. People that are not living their life, like zombies basically. They're going through day to day just to get by, to go to work, to pay the bills, because that's what everyone thinks they have to do. Let's face it, we've all thought the same. We all thought the same before we were shown this opportunity. Okay, so he was saying that people are plugged into the system like the Matrix. Anyone seen the Matrix? Where you know, like you're plugged into the system or what have you, in the rat race. And if you're not, I've already said it before, if you're not great when you're dieting, basically. So when you're out and about contact marketing, you're having a chat, you're making friends, you're connecting with people in that short space of time, ask people, why do you do what you do? Out of curiosity, why do you do what you do? Yeah? People will probably 9 times out of 10 say, I have to come here to pay the bills. Yeah? But they will. I did it when I was in Vegas. I spoke to a taxi driver and he said straight away he didn't really like what he was doing, but he had to pay the bills. He had to put food on the table for his family. Didn't enjoy it. He was stressed out of his nut. He'd lost his hair through stress, but he had to do it. And then he said that he would turn around to people and say, you don't have to come here to pay your bills. There is another way. Okay, so our job, and I said this again on Breakfast Club, our job is to unplug people from the system. It is not about you. This is not about you. This business is about how can you help others change their life. So how can you help that poor person that's working 80 hours a week or what have you, just to put food on the table? How can you help them change their life? So I thought that was like, oh, I love that guy. He was so full of energy, yeah? So he was brilliant. That was kind of what he was working on there. Then we've got Gloria Banks, a lady called Gloria Banks. She was like, all the people were full of energy, weren't they, really? Every single speaker up there, every top leader had the energy. There's no top leader that went up there and was like, I'm going to do a slot about unplugging people from the system. So Gloria was quite crazy. And she just went through like a few steps. She was like, failure is not an option. There is no time in this life to be lazy, crazy, or stuck. And she said that at one point she was lazy, she was crazy and stuck, and she was going nowhere. She had to change that. So you cannot give what you don't possess. If you're a lazy kind of person, you're going to attract lazy kind of people, yeah? So she talked about, there was like 10 steps that I've just briefly written down here. So number one was to be encouraging. So encouragement. The more you give, the more you receive. So encourage your team. If your team's doing something well, no matter how little or big it is, encourage them. Well done, you did a good job. Number two was use your gift unapologetically. Be proud of what you were doing. Hold it with pride inside, have that belief. Number three was shape your thinking. And I heard this a lot actually, about cutting negative people out of your life. You will become, on average, the five people that you hang around with. So if you're hanging around with five, I know, Lola, it's terrible, isn't it? I think my dog moving it. So if you're hanging around with negative people, no matter how hard you try to better yourself in this business, you're always going to be dragged back down. You're going to become like those 5 key people. And it's difficult because we have to make some sacrifices in this business, not just for ourselves, but for our family. So you need to cut the people out of your life that aren't developing you, and surround yourself with positive, like-minded people that believe in your dreams. Okay, so a lot of people said that. Number 4 was pay attention. The mind plays tricks, and that's why we follow that 5-second rule. Stop listening to your mind. It can drive you insane. That little chimp inside, or that little gremlin on your shoulder, you need to whack him off and squash the life out of him, because you can do and be whoever you want to be. So be careful with your thinking. And again, by being submersed with like positivity, positive people, reading the books, you will become a more positive thinker. Partner's gone. I got it. Partner's gone. Yeah, that's a little bit difficult, that one, isn't it? Okay. Number 5, skills. Bring your skills and invest. You need to invest in yourself. We've all got skills already that we can bring to the table. We just need to, get them out and develop our skills in general. We do that obviously again by trainings, reading books, etc., etc. Teach people how to win, like I was saying before, a bit with your team. Become a business developer, not a business operator. That's kind of what I got for that. Teach these people how to win. Yeah, mine too. Everyone's getting a divorce. Remember, obstacles create opportunities. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay, number 7, don't expect anyone to understand. Don't expect anything from anyone in this business. As long as you understand and as long as you believe, that's all you need. You don't need anyone else to understand. You just get to work hard in silence. Your success will be your noise. Number 8 was faith, friends, faces. Again, surrounding yourself with positive people. I think that's what that meant, wasn't it? Faith, friends, faces. Number 9, your history. Decision doesn't dictate. So let go of what's happened in history. Let go of it. Start today. There's nothing we can do about the past that's happened, but we can decide what our future story tells us, okay? And then number 10 was knowing. If you've got any more, I've just literally got knowing.
Funnily enough, I've written them down differently to you.
Have you?
Number 10, I had personal growth. Weird.
Okay.
So we heard different things.
Ah, see, that's interesting, isn't it? How we were at the same training, but we interpretate things differently. So yeah, don't take everything I'm saying as read, guys. But yeah, knowing, and I guess personal development comes with that, doesn't it? Because the more you develop yourself, the more you are in the know. So I guess that kind of comes hand in hand there anyway. Okay, so that was her. She was a wicked lady. Then we've got Hayley Hobson. So learn to become a better communicator, which we talked about already. If you hear the same things, that's a good thing, because that means there's no magic to the business. It is just these key things and key ingredients that's going to help you in the business. So yeah, become a better communicator. She talks about the 5 C's and how she wants to work with people who are, now these are the 5 C's, people who are confident, capable, committed, coachable, and good communicators. So communicators as well. So she's a momtrepreneur, yeah? And there were some amazing mums there, and I'll tell you a little bit about some of them. I was blown away by them, yeah? So she was talking about that kind of thing, really, about being a better communicator, and obviously you want to then attract people like you then, don't you, if you're becoming a better communicator. The next guy was a guy called Jeff Roberti. We had so many speakers, it's unreal. Okay. So, he said, if you are in your head, you are dead. Because our thoughts can kill us sometimes, right? So, you've got to be in your heart. And again, it's all coming back to everything that we've talked about already. The number one fear in the world, and I've heard it from everyone, we know this already, number one fear is public speaking. And number 7 fear is death. So public speaking ranks really like a lot higher up there than the likes of like dying, which is insane. He then goes on to say, that's a mind thing though, yeah? Fear, false evidence appearing real. That's why he's like, you need to be in your heart, not in your head. Your head's like, oh, this is scary, but actually it's not. And once you're up there speaking, you'll love it. So don't look upline or downline. If it is to be, it's up to me. So you cannot blame your upline, you cannot blame your downline, you cannot blame your sideline. This business is you and everything that you become, basically. You cannot, your lack of success, it's nobody else's fault but yours. So you've got to own that as well. But that's great because we get to control that. We get to control that. So he always says with people in business in general, watch their feet, not their lips. I've had plenty of people who have talked the talk and never walked the walk, yeah? Oh my God, if I could tell you, I have some stories, right? So when they actually start to put action into place, that's when you know they are genuinely wanting to make a difference in their own lives, okay, and their families. He talked about a why that makes you cry. Obviously, we've heard about that, being emotionally charged, because you're more inclined to do it. You're more inclined to get your butt out to work, to go to that product launch, to pick up that phone again. That's what's going to get you going. And he was saying how it's not the event. I've heard this those times. Not the event. It's how you react to the event. So there's all sorts of people that will have like, say, like a loss or whatever, or anything that's ever happened, like through divorce or whatever. These 10 people might have the same event that's happened, but it's how they react to it, which will like say a lot and will like obviously dictate their future. Okay. Yeah, compress the time, negativity. Never forget where you came from. Always be humble, always be you, and love what you do and value to other people's lives. Add value to other people's lives. Like I said, it's all about living and stuff like that. Put other people's needs before yours. Add value to people's lives. Personal development are 3 key components. And also how to get past limiting beliefs. Safety in numbers. Again, make sure you're surrounded by people. It's easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. So if your business isn't where it is right now, you must have all heard the saying, if you can't change your team, change your team. Again, that's the only control you're ever going to have in this business. So that's completely up to you. There's so much. Literally, I really condensed this. Well, how long will we go for now? Okay, no, it's not too bad. Jordan Adler, anyone heard Jordan Adler? He wrote a book about beach money. He was there and he talked about dream stretching and how you don't have to believe it when you dream it. He had a really good story about being on the red carpet, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he was like, when he was a kid, he wrote down that he wanted to be on the red carpet. Now, his life at that time never would have suggested that he'd have any association with a red carpet in his future. His parents were like a working mum and dad in the shop or what have you. He was no interest in becoming an actor or a singer or anything like that. So you would never like link the two with Jordan and the red carpet. Anyway, as life went on, circumstances changed. He gets involved with certain businesses. He got involved with about 10 different companies before he actually made a success. And he met a lady one night on when he was out one night in a hotel. He met a lady, and who was she? She had like a link to. She worked with people to do with the red carpet.
Yeah, she like organised it or something. Like
yeah,
that.
And he said something about like the lottery or something. Like if you win like this millionaire lottery, you can actually walk the red carpet, but the chances are like tiny. Yeah, absolutely tiny. So she rang him. He'd made this connection with her. She rang him and said, "Oh, we're going to put on this millionaire lottery," and they didn't win, basically. And then a little bit later on, she was like, "I'm going to put in for it again. You know, if we win, we win. We don't, we don't." And he happened to win this millionaire lottery, which meant he was able to walk the red carpet as if he were a celebrity. And he was literally sat 2 rows before Donald Trump in the audience. But he was saying when he dreamt it, when he wrote that down, he never believed he would do it. He dreamt so big, there was no connection to it whatsoever. So that little story was basically just to make sure you are dreaming big. How you get there is almost always different than your plan to get there. But it's about being open-minded, isn't it? Like being really like, yeah, open-minded with like the clues that the universe is presenting you with. Then after him, we had Marina Worre, the women's panel. Got a little bit heated. The women's panel got really heated. I loved it. It was a little bit crazy. Anyway, the women's panel, there was like loads of ladies on the panel. Jane Leach was on the panel, and they were just talking about like how they've done it, how they've done their business and stuff. And like a lot of them were mums. There was one lady there, she had, was it 4 or 5 children? She had 5 children. Between 7 months old and 9, 5 children. And she was literally a millionaire on that stage. And she'd left all her kids at home to be at the event to train us all. So the reason she'd done that is not, again, just about the money. This whole business for her is about setting an example for her kids and letting her kids, like, it's like the same with the business, isn't it? We've got to lead from the front. So for those who come into the business and then quit, what kind of an example are you setting for your children that it's okay to quit? It's okay to give up on your goals and your dreams. So that was really, really good. You're setting an example and you are creating the next entrepreneurs. You are raising the next entrepreneurs. I think that's absolutely amazing, isn't it? You know, so how amazing that they get to be surrounded in this positive environment and to know and believe that actually they can do whatever they want. Whatever they want. Okay, so we are coming towards... We've got a few more people speaking. How long have I been speaking for? Ages. Okay, so we had the Rising Star panel, which is, I mean, everyone, you can just dip in and out of this. But there's just a little bit really that I took away from that, which was, if not network marketing, then what? Quit to what? And I was like, that is so true, because if you're not doing network marketing, which can give you everything that you've ever dreamed of, then what are you going to do? Because there is nothing else quite like this out there, is there? If not now, if not today, then when? You're just going to keep putting it off? Because if you made a decision that this is going to happen, why are you putting it off? Make it happen today, not 10 years down the line, because it's going to be difficult whether you do it in 10 years time or today. So choose your time, yeah? But if you're going to do it, you may as well do it today. If not you, then who? Which I thought was quite interesting, because if you decide, I just don't think I'm going to do this, then somebody else is going to do it anyway. So why not make it be you? Why not you do it? So I thought that was quite interesting. Commitments as well. Never let anyone outwork you. That will always keep you on your toes. Never let your team outwork you. Always always outlast others. If you do that, you cannot go wrong. If you're always working to the best of your ability, outworking people and working for a lot longer than people go, and you are a winner. Yeah, you will succeed. So that's what I took away from that panel. Then the social media panel. They were so big on social media. Absolutely. What? You're like, oh, is it still good? I know, we've still got the Jane Leach one. So the social media panel, okay, where is it? Oh, 31. This book's crazy. There is it. The social media one is 50% of what your prospects see on social media will decide or make a decision as to whether or not they want to join you. So the question is, how are you appearing to people? Is your profile picture a picture of your dog or your kids? If it is, you need to change it to you now, because no one wants to join your dog. Sorry. No one wants to join your kids either. No one wants to be mentored by kids. So your picture needs to be a professional shot, headshot of you. It is like your shop, yeah? So it needs to be professional. Your cover photo needs to be something, you know, that's like eye-catching, if you like. Don't appear like an advertisement. Make sure you're being positive. We all know this. Be yourself, importantly, and attract the right kind of people through attraction marketing. The biggest mistake is people that are spamming. We don't do that though, do we? We don't do that. Treat Facebook like a psychiatrist. Do not put any of your problems or anything like that. No negativity on Facebook. No one wants to hear it or see it. You could have built up a fantastic profile for a couple of years. One post, one negative post will absolutely tear down everything that you've done for the last 2 years, because people will be like, I don't want to work with her or him. Yeah, and just show up. Make sure you show up. So you've got to look at 3 to 5 things that excite you and create a story. Facebook's very much like a story, and there's other social media platforms as well, but the biggest platform was Facebook for network marketing, which is all the research that's been done. Also, Jane Leach confirmed, right? Bear in mind, Jane Leach has been in this business 22 years, long before the internet, and she confirmed that don't get so hung up on branding yourself on social media, making sure your pen is colour coordinated with your book, in the words of Jane Leach. okay? Because we're missing a trick by spending so much time getting so wrapped up in how our social media should be looking. We are not doing our one-to-ones. We are not getting out and speaking to people. She's like, take me as an example. You know, I've done this business. That should be enough proof that this business works without social media. So let's not get hung up on it. It is an additional tool, but it is a powerful blinking tool if you use it correctly, and it's free. So I thought that was really good to share there.
Can I put in?
Yeah. Push come.
Okay, so they were also saying, like Tash said already, don't appear like an advert, because I don't know if you've ever scrolled through Facebook and then adverts come up. You are literally blind to them. You just scroll straight past them. So don't have like a Google image of like some of the products and putting them up, because no one can even see it. No one pays attention to it. And they also said the people that are following you are asking a few questions as they're following you. So they're asking you, can they do what you do? They're asking you they're asking if they even want to do what you're doing. Mm-hmm. They're asking if they have time to do what you're doing, and also if they want to do to their friends and family what you're doing to your friends and family. So you always have to make sure you're ethical and always having fun. You don't want to make it like crazy, overloaded, whatever. They want to know. They don't want to spam Facebook, so they want to know that you're not spamming Facebook. If that makes sense. And always ask, is this something that someone would actually want to do, like when you're posting?
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. That's good. Yeah, definitely good tips there. It's true, isn't it? 'Cause sometimes we're like, God, we travel around too much, don't we? And we're posting all the time that we're like going to Newcastle for a product launch. But would we really attract, say, like mums in the business? I mean, got to think, what kind of people do you want to attract into your business? That's not going to be some people's cup of tea. I can't go off and do 8-hour round trips, you know, I've got kids, or I've got to be in work, yeah, you know. So that is a really, really good point. I think I need to write that down. See, always learn it. And then Jane Leach confirmed, like I said before, we are a legacy company. Good old Jane. It was like being at home. Jane was really nervous, but she said she loves the fact that her family were with her at the event. So it was really nice to be there, actually. And to support Jane as well, as she's supporting us, yeah, constantly. We're so blinking lucky. So confirm that we're a legacy company with a system that works. We follow the Steps to Manager booklet. Jane is a living proof after 22 years in network marketing, which is basically what I've already said. So well done, guys, for being in Forever Living, a company that is like the legacy company that is such like debt-free, cash-rich. You can't beat that. You can't beat it. So I'm just going to lastly take you on to what we went through on the Sunday, because this wasn't recorded whatsoever, so you couldn't even watch this if you tried, because it wasn't recorded. It was very intimate, just, you know, quite close. Where is it? 25. It was literally, how many people? There was less than 200 people, wasn't there? Yeah. Adam May was there. There was
probably less than 100. Less than 50, was that?
Maybe about 100.
Really?
Yeah, maybe about 100 people. Yeah, if less than that, probably, yeah, less than that. And I took so many notes, right? So, oh my gosh. So Lisa Grossman, she was talking about, it's quite funny, she gets about 100 calls and messages a week, right, from her team. And 99% of the time, it tends to be people saying, how do I do this? And we all have the tools and stuff like that. But that seems to be the question. So she said, business is like a recipe. You follow it to a T. So if you were to go, like, if any of you can't cook or anything like that, and if you were to go make, say, a cake, for example, a special cake or lemon meringue pie, let's say, what are you going to do? You're probably going to Google. You might ask somebody if they can help you. And what you'll do from Google is you'll get a recipe, right? If you haven't got a recipe book, you're going to get a recipe. Now, are you going to get that recipe and then decide, oh, actually, I might just throw in a few bananas, or oh, I might just put in a bit of chicken in my lemon meringue pie? Then, generally not. She didn't actually say that, but I think that's quite funny. But like, that's what she meant. You are going to stick to it to a T. Why are you going to stick to it T? The recipe? Why are you going to stick to it to a T? Because it freaking works. Yeah, the recipe works. You're going to get a lemon meringue pie if you stick to that recipe. Not a chicken lemon banana pie or whatever, yeah? Follow it to a T. It's the same thing in this business. We've all got the tracks. We just run on it. Leadership is about leading others where you have been. Okay, so you need to be going through obstacles and crisis and ups and lows and all sorts, because you can then teach it. How can you teach something you've never experienced yourself? So you've got to take it as a blessing. That is the opportunity there. All obstacles are opportunities, because you can share that then, you see, and then coach people through their hard times, if you like. You're always, as a leader, always learning. So always be a student. but also teach as well. So you're a student and you're also the teacher. So really of all three parts of what the business kind of makes up, again, is one part is what you do, the activity. The second part is how you do it consistently. And the majority is what you think. Again, coming back to mindset. So again, being positive and putting out positivity. It's your belief, what you believe to be true. So it's quite funny because you're talking about a bottle being half full and half empty. Now, which one serves you best? Because both of them are accurate. When you've got 50% of a bottle, it's 50% half full. Yeah, or 50% empty. Both of it's correct, 100% correct and accurate, but which is going to best serve you? Saying that it's half full or saying it's half empty. So I hope that makes sense anyway from there. So like I say, both accurate. Duplication is always, always happening, guys. Even if you think my team aren't duplicating, guess what? They are, because they are a reflection of you. Yeah, so you've got to be careful and be the best person you can be, because you're like say your team is a reflection of you, how you are. So if you're if you're moaning, your team are going to moan. If you're smashing life, your team are going to smash life. So be aware of that. I thought it was quite clever, because sometimes, you know, we've all been there, my team aren't duplicating. Well, then you're right, because you know if we think whatever we think is right, basically, isn't it? So then we went on to Curtis. He was a pretty incredible guy. Now, he emceed the day for the few days, and the glass is always refillable. I like that, Ankara. The glass is always refillable. So Curtis came up with some really cool statistics that you might want to take down. So there was a guy, I can't remember his name. It was Bill
Britt.
Bill what?
Britt.
Bill Britt. What did he do?
He's in network marketing.
Obviously. But yeah, do we know what he did? How long have you been doing it for? Let's have some stats. Right. So Bill Britt had actually done a one-to-one, so he presented the plan, his business plan with whichever company he's with, to 1,200 people. Okay, so 1,200 people. 900 people said no. 300 people said yes. The majority did nothing at all. We're all human. So you might be sat there thinking like, oh, none of my team do anything. Guess what? We're all in the same boat. A lot of people are going to get involved and then they disappear. They vanish into like this magic land and you never ever hear or see of them again. It's happened before, like literally. I'm like, they get abducted by aliens. Love it. I'd love to know where this land is actually. Sounds, yeah. 11 people from the 300 that joined, made him wealthy. 11 people. All it took was 11 people. This guy's like a multi-millionaire or what have you. So he weighed it out, averages. The averages, like the stats, will never fail you. If you're going for stats, it'll never fail you. 1 in 100 people basically will actually become like a leader. That's your stats, yeah? So you have got to get a hell of a lot of no's. I know, Tasneem, mental, yeah? So it made me think you've got to really, really like stop getting involved, like stop getting all het up and worked up about the results. We need to go out and do the presentations without being like attached to the results. So network marketing is a volunteer business. And it's up to us, isn't it, to go out and do the presentations. No one's going to turn around and say, you need to do your presentations to be paid £15 an hour. We've got to decide to get out there and do it. So I had here, get this, 60% of people that start in a business will quit in 90 days. Over half of the people that join you are going to quit in the first 3 months. So it's normal, absolutely normal. Stop beating yourself up. It's all about the mindset. 80%, what have you got about 80%?
Of your growth will be through a new person. So So 80% of your growth will be from your new people, but 60% of them will quit. But 80% of your growth comes from that.
Yeah, so you constantly need to be bringing new people in. Constantly. You can't just bring a few people in and just be like, yeah, sorted, got a few good ins, I'll be fine. You've got to keep going. So that is really, really really good start. So it's about giving. So he was talking about the lifeblood is the newborn, like B just said, new recruits. There is no family. So in a family in general, there's a mum and a dad, there's kids. Now, if the mum and the dad don't have any kids, then there's going to be like no family going on, is there? Yeah, once they die, there's no family. So it's our job to bring through the newborns. We've got to give birth because we can't bring back the dead. We can't bring back the mum and dad that didn't have kids. So you've got to like constantly keep recruiting, and your mindset needs to be on stage capable. Like you've just got to like let go of the results, like I said before. Yeah, how mental, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a very precise process. And who do we look after? You know, in the whole family, you've got the grandparents. This multi-level marketing is very much like a family. So you have your newborns, you have your toddlers, you have your children, your teenagers, you have your young adults, more mature people, the granddad and the gran or what have you, and they've been in the business, they're like dinosaurs for a long time. Now who is dinosaurs? So who is the most important part? Who's the most important family member in that family?
Who's the most important?
Who's the most
look after?
Yeah, who's the one you need to look after?
The baby.
The baby. If you were to have a baby, and this is in the words of Kurt, it's not me, I'm putting it in a little cupboard, the baby will die, right? That's how we have to look after keep it. No, not you, tell me, the baby. It comes through a bit late, doesn't it? So the baby, the new starters in this business, they need to be looked after, they need to be nurtured, they need, not literally, okay, we do hold the hand, like you have to really look after a baby, but maybe not to that extent, but it is the baby that needs to be looked after and they're nurtured and that, because they're learning, they're developing, honestly though, I didn't even think really. So what he then said as well is when he speaks to people about the opportunity, he literally is going in with the whole fact that I wish to give you an opportunity to evaluate the info, like I was, so you can make a choice. I don't care what you choose.
Hold on, stop.
Okay, so say that again.
Yeah.
So, I wish to give you an opportunity to evaluate the info like I was. So, you can make a choice. And I don't care what you choose. Okay? Because again, it's not about you. And if you're going for your 1,200 presentations, so we're like, I'm going to aim to do like 1,200 presentations over like 5 years, which is 5 one-to-ones a week, right? That's the aim. Now, if you can literally get rid of the results and just do it, obviously being present with that person at the time because it's all about them, but not getting upset if they don't join. You've got to do the figures, you've got to do the stats in order to get your people to join. If you're not doing them, if you're not doing the one-to-ones, you will not build a business. Simple as. It is very, very simple business. Just talk to people. So you need to talk to people, find out about them, their hopes, their dreams, anything you haven't done. So just find out about people, and they will give you a hot button. And then that's literally when you can go with, I have an opportunity that may or may not be for you. So let go of the result. It is a numbers game. Now, so what I really learned from that is literally just to book the one-to-ones in and to be like, look, it's absolutely fine. If it's not for you, that is absolutely fine. If it is for you, great. But who am I to deny you the opportunity? And I found since coming back, I've actually got like a couple of one-to-ones booked in just from coming back and being really blasé and not so connect like, oh, they're going to join, just by being casual like that, because we are life changers, right? Okay, so that was really from them two. And then to finish it off completely, we ended with Eric Worre again at the very end. And he basically went through, progress is perfection. So raise your standards. 1, say yes. He said, 1, say yes. 2, tell the world. 3, figure it out. You don't need to figure it out to tell the world. Go and tell the world and then figure it out. So people are like sat there like, I'm just going to give it a year to like get my life together, blah, blah, blah. Say yes, tell the world, figure it out. Okay? Make a decision and decide what you are moving toward or what you are moving forward. Increase the number of experiences to reach success, and the experiences are the one-to-ones that you're doing, getting people to the BP. Every kind of connection, you've got to increase your experiences, whether positive or bad. People join, people don't. You've got to go through more of that experience to get to success. If you're not doing much of it, there is no success going to be coming from that. So that was really good. And he says, I never lose. No one will ever lose. I win or I learn. So I win or I learn. No one can beat a person that doesn't quit. No one will ever beat you if you don't, as long as you don't quit, basically. So then he talked about, he came through with 6 steps. He said number 1 was decide you are going to become a professional. decide to go pro. Number 2 is commit to the skills. So find people to talk to, get better every day, develop yourself as a person, read the books, go to the trainings, see how this is all a common theme going on, yeah? Number 3, develop a habit. You need to be like persistent and consistent, develop these habits of speaking to people every single day. It's such an easy business, but it's hard, but it's simple. But once you've got your inside, your mind worked out, and you're like leading with your heart and you're interested in others, and you can't go wrong. Number 4 is your environment. Think about who's in your environment. 5, think bigger. And 6, back to let it go. Just let whatever you've been through go, and decide today that you are going to become you're going to go pro, basically. You're going to become a professional. So that was pretty much, that's everything that I took away. And God, I mean, that was such a long time, but you know, something that you can dip in and out of maybe, because it was quite a long session. Is there anything that you want to add to that I have not thought about? I need a drink now. I've been energized. I hope just one person took something away from that, and like, let's just go pro. Let's absolutely smash life, because we can. Thank you for listening, guys. Bye.